Hackle. We've so enjoyed looking at the lights of 14th Street these past 4 hours. Oh, but now you're going to call a hack or we won't get to the Harmonia Gardens on time. Oh, look, there's one. You!
Oh, we couldn't do that. Now, don't misunderstand me or anything. It's just that really elegant people nowadays don't take hacks. Hacks is out. They all go by streetcar. J.P. Vanderbilt, Dr. Jim Morgan.
Well, then by all means, a streetcar.
Imagine. Just think. I've been elegant all my life and didn't even know it.
Of course, if you really want to be elegant,
We do.
you walk. Yes, New York is really as far as the end. Nearly as
All the guests of Mr. Hackle are feeling great and look spectacular. What a night! There is to the acting like the Lord of Mystica. We got elegance if you wait. Got elegance you can never carry it off.
all who are well bred and anything has pedigree.
Exercise your wildest moves tonight. We are out with diamond tunes tonight. Good thinking, misleading and
Silver spoons were used for feeding us.
we got elegance if you wait. Got elegance you can never carry it off. Middle class, don't speak of it, savoir-faire. We read the hits of the war, rags and patches of leaves, dollar bills and matches of tender films. Come down to us,
J.P. Morgan, Spades and Bastards.
we got elegance. We were born with elegance.
Have you noticed when I hold my coat, the saucer never moves?
On the way I keep my pinky up and down until it moves. We got elegance. We got wit and elegance of it all. We got elegance. We got wit and elegance of it Oh, look, Minnie, they're counting their money again. Isn't that just like the rich? Well, gentlemen, are you going to escort us inside?
Of course we are, Mrs. Malloy. Aren't we? Mrs. Malloy,
Yes, Mr. Hackle?
as we start inside, may I
Yes, Mr. Hackle?
put my arm around your waist?
Yes, Mr. Hackle. But I might as well warn you. Of course it is, of course.
I don't want to be on the stage. I just want to get married.
You heard Mrs. Levi. This is the only way to show your honor as head waiter of the Harmonian Guard. Is the Supreme Commander? No. Our usual lightning service be as twice as lightning as ever, or else...
$1.40, Cornelius. That's all that's left. Are you sure? Count it again.
Prepare yourself for a big night, Minnie. We're out with two of New York's best-known sports.
I did make a mistake, Cornelius. It's only $1.35. I'll count it once more.
No, don't. We can't afford it.
I'm going to order everything on the menu. A waiter!
Why don't you tell me this is an Oriental establishment? We'll have 2 bowls of rice. Now get out of here. Now, Miss Bunny, I understand you carry respectable sums in your belt.
Yeah, $2. Only it's in my garter.
We want music while we dine.
Say, there's a cafe. Let's dance.
The bandagilders do not dance, Miss Honey. They're Presbyterian.
Fine, I'll dance myself. Give $2 to the band leader, it's on the place I'm gonna refind. I'm gonna do the hoochie coochie.
All right, Cornelius, I'll send for the band, but promise you won't order anything else.
You wait for Miss Honey. I'll tell them my wolves. Here, you give this to the band leader. You tell him to play a waltz.
Oh, excuse me, but here's a nickel for the band leader. Could you tell him to play?
Miss Honey!
2 more pheasants, please. Cornelius!
My purse!
My wallet!
Hey, you, that's my purse. Miss Honey, you're making a fool of me.
Excuse me, but that's my wallet. I know it's my wallet because there's nothing in it but $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies. Cornelius! Cornelius! Excuse me, but did he say 2 pheasants? 3, 4 pheasants for the house. And never mind if you don't see the whale. I'll buy one of my own.
Sir! Sir!
What's this? Shouting? Boy, this is a harmonium goggles, not one of those.
Sir, the lady, she's here.
All right, sure, boy.
It's like you told me. 8 o'clock on the nose, up pulls a carriage, and out steps a tall woman with large red hair and the biggest handbag I've ever seen.
It's she. Mrs. Levi. She's back.
Rudolph, is it true? I heard someone laughing outside the kitchen window, and it sounded like...
It is. It's Mrs. Levi. Benny, go tell the band that she's just stepped out of her carriage.
It's true, no?
Ah, it's true, yes. She just stepped out of a white carriage pulled by 6 horses and scarlet coats.
Exactly.
Ernestina, whom I trusted.
He wanted to do the hoochie-coochie.
Well, she always was artistic. Horace, I'm going to have our table moved down front. There's someone in the dance competition I particularly want you to see. Rudolph, would you be so kind? Now, don't let's say another word about it. I'm as shocked as you are. I can't even think what it orders.
A chicken, what you asked for. Now about that hoochie-coochie girl.
Did you say chicken? I don't think I could face a chicken. Not a chicken. Not today. Not after what's happened.
Good. Cancel the chicken.
And bring a turkey.
What are you doing now?
Oh, nothing. Just looking the place over. Getting acquainted with the surroundings.
That's the problem with you, Dolly. You always wanting to know everything. Always putting your nose into other people's business. Anyone who'd marry you would get as nervous as a cat.
What? What's that you're saying?
I said anyone who'd marry you would get as
Horace
nervous
Van
as
Gelder, you get that idea out of your head this minute. I'm surprised you even mentioned such a thing. Understand once and for all that I have no intention of marrying you.
I didn't mean that.
Well, I certainly do hope not. Horace Van Gelder, you go your way, and I'll go mine. I'm not some Irene Malloy whose head can be turned by a few chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. Why, the idea of you even suggesting such a thing.
Mrs. Levi, you misunderstood me.
Well, I certainly do hope not. But if I had any intention of getting married again, it would be to a far more pleasure-loving man than you. However, we won't discuss the matter any further. Look, here are the waiters with our food. I'll serve Mr. Van Gelder, Rudolph. Here's some white meat for you. And some dumplings, lighter than air they are. And some giblets, very tender and very good for you. Now, as I said before, if you go your way, and I'll go mine. Start right in on the wine. I think you'll feel better at once. However, since you brought the matter up, there's one more thing I ought to say.
I didn't bring the matter up at all.
One more thing I ought to say before we forget about all of it. It's true, I'm a woman who likes to know everything that's going on, who likes to manage things. But I wouldn't like to manage anything as out of control as your household. You'll have to do that yourself, God helping you.
It's not out of control.
Very well, then I won't say another word about it. Have some beets, Horace, they're good.
I don't like beets.
That's good. No, a complaining, quarrelsome, friendless soul like you is no sort of companion for me. You salt your beets, and I'll salt mine.
Will you stop saying that?
I won't say another word.
Good.
Except this. At your age, Horace, you should enjoy hearing the honest truth.
My age, you're always talking about my age.
Well, I don't know what your age is, but I do know that in youngsters with bad food and bad temper, you're sure to double it in 6 months. Have some more beets, Horace, they're good.
I don't like beets. I hate beets.
That's nice. Yes, dig right in. The pity of it all is you could be a perfectly charming, witty, amiable man, if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you now, Horace. You can't hide it. Now sit down and let's talk of something else. But before I change the subject, there's one more thing I'm going to say.
If it's to ask me to marry you, never, under no circumstances, will I marry you, Dolly.
I suppose that means you want me to ask you. Well, I'm sorry, Horace. I'm turning you down.
How can you turn me down when I haven't asked you anything?
It's no use arguing. I've already made up your mind. Here, let me cut your wings.
I've got a headache. I'm going back to my hotel.
But you can't go now. The competition's about to begin.
Here's the money for dinner. $20. Wait a minute. There's nothing in here but $1. 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and a button. This isn't my purse. I lost my purse.
Barney, that wallet you found.
Impossible. I can't imagine it without your purse.
It's Vanderbilt. It is. We better get out of here.
I don't know what to do. I've never been here before. They don't know me here. Stop being that turkey. I can't pay for it.
Of course, it's the latest thing. A polka. There's one dancer parking in Washington, sir. Be sure to note his graceful movements.
Wait a minute. That dancer.
Oh, isn't he wonderful? With talent like that, he's sure to win the solid gold cup.
This time, it should explain.
Excuse me, short.
What's up with bringing out a polka? Can't you see you must have one dance?
Vanderbilt's right there. We gotta go.
Cornelius Hackett.
Mr. Vanderbilt.
Army Tucker.
Mr. Vanderbilt.
Ermengarde. Dolly, what are you up to? This is your doing.
Mr. Vanderbilt, I can explain everything.
I want no explanations. You're fired.
Officer, arrest that man!
speak in your behalf. Mrs. Dolly Levi, attorney at law. Proceed.
Your Honor. The defense rests. No, there's no need to call for witnesses, ladies and gentlemen, when I see upon that bench a brow that gleams with honor, a pair of bushy black eyebrows that bristle with fair play, and a nose. I ask you to look at that nose, ladies and gentlemen, a nose that shines in the night like a flaming beacon of justice. Could you turn this way a bit, Your Honor, so we can get a better look at your beacon? A living symbol of the motto of this great land, E probuscus unum. Your Honor, I ask for freedom for my clients and a verdict of guilty for the only real culprit, Mr. Horace Van de Gelder of Yonkers, New York.
Dolly.
The one man responsible for these grievous charges of willful destruction of private property.
Some of my curtains torn, a few of my employees battered and bruised, and some gold cup bit.
Cruelty to a poor, unfortunate minor. Ah! Would you mind repeating that, dear? Ah!
Begging your pardon, ma'am, but if it please the court, I have something to say.
I was just about to call on you, Mr. Hackle. Proceed.
Cornelius Hackle, if you dare testify against me, I'll have you discharged.
You've already done that, Mr. Van de Gelder.
I'll do it again.
You've done it again, too. But even if you hadn't, I'd still say what I'm about to say. I don't know much about disturbing the peace or inciting to riot, but what I do know is that what happened to me today, which is the most important thing that could happen to a man, might never have happened if I obeyed your orders and stayed in Yonkers, New York. Your Honor, I'm talking about nothing other than love.
Are you trying to say that you've fallen in love after 33 years by taking one evening off?
Oh no, Mr. Van de Gelder. I did not fall in love with Mrs. Irene Malloy at the city in just an evening. An hour. Even that's too long. What's less than a minute?
Oh, a second.
Less than that.
Oh, a moment!
That's it. I'll go slowly so we can get it all down. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart grows for a moment that you'll never be. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There I sat, cooped up in Yonkers, New York, where wonderful people like Mrs. Irene Malloy were walking around the city, and I didn't know them at all. You can see from where you're sitting, for instance, the way her forehead, eye, and cheek come together here. Can you? A fine woman is the greatest work of God on earth. You can talk about the pyramids or Niagara Falls, but they're not in it at all. Of course, I've seen women before. But today, I talk And they're so different from men, and awfully mysterious too. I bet you can know a woman 100 years and not really know if she even liked you or not. Today, I lost so many things. My future, my job, things that people think are important, but I don't care. Even if I have to be a ditch digger for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.
I think I missed a few words back there, Mr. Hammond. Right after it only.
Take some moment, but his arms fell strong and strong. It only takes a moment. He held me for an instant, but his arms felt safe and strong. Without niece, without clerks, without bride, and without your purse. It looks like there's only one more thing I can say.
It's to ask me to marry you, never. Not in a million years, under no circumstances will I ever marry you.
Oh, that wasn't it at all, Horace. All I wanted to say was, goodbye.
What?
Goodbye.
Now wait a minute, Dolly.
It's too late, Horace. I failed. And when a woman fails, there's nothing more she can say.
Wait.
But,
Hey.
goodbye. 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 Goodbye.
Envy. I can't never marry you, Dolly. Not if you ask me 1,000,000 times. Under no circumstances will I ever marry you. I didn't need you before, and I don't need you now. Dolly, you go your way, and I'll go mine. Oh, Dolly. Dolly.
You stamped, Mr. Vandergelder?
Come crawling back, have you?
Oh no, Mr. Vandergelder. I've just come back for my $146.35. See, I decided to go into business for myself. Since the only business I know is hay and feed, I've decided to open my own store.
And he's found the perfect location, Mr. Vandergelder, right across the street from you.
So you think you can compete with Vandergelders, do you? Well, you just try. Another one come crawling back? What do you want?
My back salary for the past 4 months, $6.12.
You can't do this to me. Any of you. I'll go to the courts. I'll get lawyers. I'll...
Why, Horace Vandergelder, as I live and breathe, if you aren't handsome in that outfit.
Dolly.
I know just what you're going to say, Horace. You're not satisfied with Ernestina. Well, don't worry, I found you the perfect girl, the ideal wife. But you were doing something. What were you doing?
Getting Cornelius's money, Dolly. $146.
And 35 cents. Plus $6.12 a month.
And the money my mama left me, $52.48.
38.
48.
All right. If it's money you will want to say upstairs.
Money, 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 money. Mr. Vandergelder's money. It's like the sun we walk under. It can kill or cure. Vandergelder's never tired of saying that most people in the world are fools, and in a way he's right, isn't he? Himself, Cornelius, Irene, myself, we're all fools, and we're all in danger of destroying the world in our folly. But the surest way to keep us from harm is to give us the 4 or 5 human pleasures that are our right. And that takes a little money. The difference between a little money and no money at all is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between an enormous amount of money and a little amount of money is very slight, but that can shatter the world too. It's all in how you look at it. As my late husband Ephraim Levi always said, money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless you spread it around, encouraging young things to grow. Anyhow, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Vandergelder. Which reminds me, Ephraim, I'm ready for that side.
Well, what are you waiting for? That goes upstairs.
Well, as I said before, Horace, I found you the ideal wife.
Dolly, I want you to find me no ideal wives. If I want an ideal wife, I'll find one of my own. And I found her. And it's you, damn it.
Why, Horace.
I know I've been a fool about Miss Malloy and all the other women, but I want you to forgive me. And marry me.
Horace, stop right there.
What?
You know as well as I do that you're the first citizen of Yonkers, and that your wife will have to be a somebody. Answer me, am I a somebody?
You are.
Oh, you're partial. No, it wouldn't be enough to load your wife with money and jewels, to insist that she be benefactress to half the town. By the way, it's bad business letting Cornelius open up a store right across the street from you. Better take him back and let him be your partner. And Barnaby can have Cornelius' old job.
Wait a minute, Dolly.
That way we'll all be together so we can dance at Ermengarde's wedding.
That does it. You've gone too far. I'll dance at no weddings. Besides, I don't know how it would take me weeks, months, years to learn a rattle dance.
Why, Horace, I never thought I'd hear you say anything like that.
That crumpled idiot! Ever go on?
Horace Vandergelder, what is going on
out yet, but that man's just started in business and needs a good start. I've always felt that money and bodily expression is like the new